All right. I think we'll start a little early today. Why not? Why not start a little early since the Yankees won finally a winning streak. 2 games, man. Man, the offense erupted today. There's still some things that I do not like that we got to talk about that needs to be addressed ASAP. ASAP. And in particular, look, I'm talking about the bullpen, right? Um, but overall, I mean, the bats woke up a little bit. Um, A says Superman was incredible. Oh man, I can't wait to see it now. I can't wait to see it. I'm not a fan of the costume, man. I think they should have just kept it retro. But yeah, Yankees 2 game winning streak. I mean, we didn't gain any ground on the Blue Jays, right? There's still 3 games ahead of us, but we did gain some ground on the Rays because the Rays lost. They lost to the Tigers, so we're now in sole possession of second place. Obviously, that's not where we want to be, but at this point, we'll take it, right? Um, we're still 3 games behind the Blue Jays. Rays are a game and a half behind us for third place. And like, I'll be honest, man, the Blue Jays they have a cush schedule ahead of them throughout the month of July. So we need to really, really step it up. And at the end of the month, we'll play them for a 3 game set, and then we play them again in September. So we gotta kick it into another gear. We gotta kick it into another gear. But I mean, obviously, the big news this morning, right? The bullpen. You hear me? The lineup. Look, I don't want to give Boone too much credit because I see a lot of people like, oh, Boone listen. They finally listen to the fans. And I'm like, look, I'm not giving credit. I'm not giving credit to them when they broke it in the first place. You feel me? It's like, why would I give them credit to a problem that we shouldn't even had? You know? But at least they went back and put Jazz back at second, Peraza at third. I think the writing on the wall really with DJ LeMahieu's situation, I think that at some point this year, look, I could be wrong, but I think he's getting DFA'd at some point this year. If he can't play another position, he's gonna have to figure it out. And I'm not sure if he just doesn't want to play the position or the Yankees just don't trust him to play third base. Either way, Jazz needs to stay at second. He made a great play today. He showed his range. He needs to be at second. That's like that is undeniable right now. So I'm glad that they finally listened. I don't know why they put him there in the first place, to be quite frank with you guys, man. But again, they coming through fixing the problem that they created in the first place. So I'm not gonna give them too much credit for that. Uh the other big news is Mark Leiter Jr. Mark Leiter Jr. apparently has a stress fracture in his shins. I don't know, in his leg. He has a fracture in his leg, and apparently this has been going on since the Red series. Remember that game where we went 11 innings and he pitched like 2 innings after pitching about 30 pitches the game before, and they just kept throwing him out there. Anyway, apparently while trying to beat Ellie De La Cruz to first base, he caused a stress fracture or something like that. So he's out. Look, I got it that a lot of fans don't like Mark Leiter Jr. But at this point, the bullpen needs every arm we can get. So him going on the IL it's just, man, the bullpen is devastated right now. The bullpen it's like somebody came and just threw a nuke in there because it is unrecognizable, half the guys that are in there. For instance, right? I mean, we might as well go straight to the bullpen. Where's my box score? Hold on. So the Yankees were cruising, man. At one point, I think we were what 10 zip. It was 10 zip at one point, and then here comes the bullpen, right? And freaking Hartley, whatever his name is, gives up 3 runs. Um, Look, this bullpen needs help, and it needs help fast, really fast. We cannot sustain this with this bullpen. Look, I get everybody wants a third baseman, everybody wants a starter, everybody wants all this stuff. It doesn't matter. We need a bullpen. The bullpen is the priority. I don't care what anybody says. We ain't going nowhere with this bullpen. I promise you that. So I get it. We like Clayton Beater. He's the guy they called up and to replace what's his name, Mark Leiter Jr. But this bullpen has to be addressed immediately. Immediately. We cannot afford to lose games right now. All right. I'm not gonna say it's a must win because we got like what 70 games left, something like that. But all these games are very, very important because the Blue Jays right now, who they playing? The White Sox. They're cruising. After that, they play the A's. After that, I think they play the Orioles or something like that. They have a cush schedule ahead of them for the month of July. So we need to start really, really, really. We need to get hot ASAP. And fortunately, the offense did. The offense got hot. We had a home run by Austin Wells, a home run by Giancarlo Stanton, finally a big three-run bomb, a home run by Aaron Judge. So the offense, they did their thing. But this bullpen got to get fixed. I'm telling you right now, guys, look, and I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. We got the win. I'm happy for the win. Don't get me wrong. 2 wins in a row. When was the last time we could say that? I can't even remember the last time we had 2 wins in a row. But the bullpen, man, I'm telling you, man, that bullpen is not going to last. It is not going to make it. Will Warren, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He looked pretty good. It was a good outing for him. Decent outing. I wish he would have went a little longer, but these days, I mean, what more can you expect? And then we did have the rain delay too, so that kind of threw a curveball in there. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick though. We got Real Bill in the building. Real Bill, what's up, man? Real Bill, Ace, what's good, my guy? We got Dev Finch, what's up, man? Commander Brantford, Jay's game is called. Yeah, they won. I mean, they playing the White Sox. Like I would expect that, man. That's what I'm saying. The Jays, you guys, they have a really easy schedule ahead of them. So we gotta really, really step our game up. Jake says Boone said it was a challenge for him physically for DJ to play third. Bro, if that's the case, man, then he has no business being up here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get it. He went 7 for his last 15, and that's great and all, but obviously the slugging is not there. A lot of those are just singles and stuff. Look, I have a soft spot for DJ LeMahieu, right? Because DJ LeMahieu was that dude, man. La Máquina was the man, dude. I'm telling you, when he was him, but he's not that guy no more. And the Yankees really, really, really need to consider just maybe DFAing him or something. I don't know, or maybe just him coming off the bench every now and then. But of course, I could almost guarantee you, look, he will be in the lineup tomorrow. Just if I know Boone well enough, he's gonna be in the lineup tomorrow. I hope he proves me wrong, but he'll be there tomorrow. There's no command smile. If you look in the description of the video, you'll see the all the commands and stuff. Yeah, right now the live stat chat is open for everybody, but in about 15 minutes I'm gonna turn it off, and it's only gonna be for members. Because really that's only exclusively for members, but I'm trying to make sure that everybody knows that it exists, Donnie Clark, what's up, brother? And then at the end of this too, I'll open the I'll open up the panel and let people come on. The thing is, I'm gonna try something new. All right, I hope it works. I think it's gonna work. So we'll see. But anyway, look, it's hard to complain when you win 10-3. But there's still problems in this team that I mean, it's not going away. Okay, it's not going away. For instance, the bullpen, as I already explained, and also Volpe 0 for 4. Look, I get it. He's at this point, right? Who else are you gonna play? But man, at some point, man, something has to be done. It has to be done. He's batting 217 on the year now. Let me pull him up real quick. I appreciate Real Bill with the gifted membership, and it went to Max Coverage. Damn, I got Max. Let me pull up Anthony Volpe. And look, is this not a knock on Volpe, right? Personally, I love to do it. I want him to succeed, but it's just not happening, man. And I want to win, all right? And at the end of the day, this is a business. So they can't just keep ignoring this. They can't keep ignoring this. His OPS is 686. It's dropping like a rock. 217 average. His RBIs is the one bright spot, right? But when considering that he's left literally a freaking small village on the base paths, I think it's what they said, 150 something. 150 something runners on the base path Volpe has left. That means that he's coming up with the bases freaking not loaded every time, but people are on base when he comes up every time. It seemed like that today too. And eventually he's going to get some RBIs, right? But for the most part, he's not coming through in those situations. And to be honest, I really don't know what to do with him. I don't know. I think so, at this point, I don't know if it's in his head or something, but somebody really needs to sit him down, talk to him, maybe put him on the bench for a few days. Whatever it is, you got to try something because this is not working with him. It's not working. Peraza 1 for 4. Played good defense, though. I mean, look, there's no complaints with the lineup. Dominguez leading off again. I feel like, everybody's like, look, I'm not giving Aaron Boone no credit for this one. I'm sorry, because this should have been done a long time ago. He should have been leadoff, right? He should have been batting leadoff. Jazz should have never been on third base. So I'm not about to give people credit when they the ones who created the problem in the first place. That's just me. That is just me. Goldschmidt 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, and Stanton with the big bomb, man. He went 2 for 4. It's good to see Stanton. When Stanton's hitting home runs, that's a good thing. I know Eli right now is freaking. He's furious. He's punching a wall right now. Eli. Look, Stanton, he had some tough at-bats. His first at-bat looked terrible. I mean, he swung at a ball that had to be 4 feet away from his bat. I was like, what are you doing? But that's okay, right? Because that's going to happen with Stanton. But as long as he's hitting bombs and hitting the ball hard, when he does make contact, we're all right. So hopefully he's like, kicking into another gear and really starting to get hot a little bit, hopefully, because we're going to need him. We're going to need him coming up. After this Mariners series, we're going to go ahead and face the Cubs, and the Cubs are no joke. The Cubs are no joke. Look, right now, I get it. We're only midway through the season, or a little more than midway, but these games are so important, man. We cannot let the Blue Jays run away with the division. We can't. And they have a cush schedule, like I said before, so we really have to turn it on. And it's okay because later on, as the season progressed, I was looking through the schedule. Their schedule starts getting hard, and ours starts getting a little cush, right? So we need to take advantage of that. But right now, we gotta compete with these good teams. We really have to compete with the good teams. We got to, man. Stephen B says we need the Yankees store hammer. I got the baby hammer right here. Pause. That didn't even sound right. I got the baby one, and I'm gonna send you yours tomorrow. I didn't get a chance. I got out of work late, so I didn't get a chance to stop by UPS. But I'll send you yours tomorrow. Stephen B. Donnie Clark says maybe even Rice has baby. I know everybody's at this point of the year. People want to talk trades, right? Look, man, if we're not talking about the bullpen has to be addressed. I think, like, I want a third baseman, and if you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I would have told you we need a right-handed third baseman or whatever. But all of that kind of changed, man. Now with the state of the bullpen is dire, in my opinion. It has to be addressed. It just has to, man. It's not gonna. I'm telling you right now, we won't go anywhere with this bullpen right now. And it's unfortunate, but so hopefully And I'm not even talking about waiting till the deadline. That's too far. That's 30 days away. Well, not less than 30 days now, but you get the point, man. That's July 30th or whatever it is. We can't even wait that long. Like, he needs to be on the phone right now making deals. Lou says, unfortunately, Volpe's like the sixth best. Yeah. He's the sixth best, but he's going to arbitration soon, if not the end of this year. And I promise you, excuse me, all of this stuff is going to be brought up. Everything's hunky-dory. Everybody loves each other until you freaking go to one of them arbitration hearings, and then you find out how the team really feels about you. Stephen B says, facts, Jason. Jazz should have been at second, and Peraza and DJ at third. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't know. I was on Twitter earlier, and people were like, oh, boom, they finally listened to the fans. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is a problem they created. I'm not giving them credit for fixing what they created, a problem they created. That don't make no sense. He should have never been over there to begin with. Yassine says, Jason, if Cashman offered you a contract to pitch out of the bullpen, will you do it? Hell yeah. Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm giving up 7 earned runs every outing. But I'll go out there. Look, I got my baseball right here. I'm pitching. I'm trying to get him out, too. I'm not just going to go up there. Okay. Yeah, I had a long day, too. I'm very tired. Especially Judge needs some protection. No, don't get me wrong, Donnie. Look, I'm all for the right-handed bat. That's a need. But at this point, you got to prioritize what's really important. And I think that bullpen, I'm telling you, this bullpen looks terrible, man. It looks terrible. Don't get me wrong. I believe in Clayton Beeter. I think that he's going to be good, right? But at the same time, he's just a rookie. He's got to figure it out. He's got to figure out the league. To expect him to come up here and just be lights out for us or be good for us is something else. And we need, and I'm not talking about bargain bin arms. I don't want Cashman to go out there and get bargain bin arms. Get us a decent bullpen, please. Can you do that, Cashman? If I've ever asked for anything, that's all I'm asking for. Get me a decent bullpen, and then just get a third baseman who could play defense. And we kind of already got that in Peraza. I'm not saying that that's the person I want at the end of the year, but if they were to, let's say, if the Yankees were to get a third baseman and not do nothing to the bullpen, that ain't gonna work out, man. I'm telling you, I would be upset because I feel like the bullpen right now is hemorrhaging, and it's not gonna last, dude. I'm telling you right now. Today we got lucky. The bullpen gave up 3 runs, but we had a good the offense put up 10 runs, right? So, and then look, games like this, right? We won 10-3, and that's why when you look at the run differential, that's why I never really been. The run differential is it's a good thing to look at, but you can't really, with all analytics, it doesn't tell the whole story. You know what I mean? Because if you look at our run differential, we're freaking plus 100 something, we should be in first place by 10 games if you base it just on that. But then you got to think about all the blowouts we had, and things like that. So that kind of messes with it. That's why you can't really take analytics as, you can't really just go off of just analytics. You also have to see what you're looking at and stuff like that. And that's, the Yankees sometimes fail to do that. 2 pieces for the pen. Yeah, we need 2 arms for the pen. And I don't want just anybody. I'll take 1 bargain bin arm if you bring me 1 freaking stud, just a freaking killer out there in the bullpen. That's what we need. Oh, man. Over here freaking making out with the microphone. What's going on here? Brandon Lee. Donnie, you guys have nowhere near. No, we got some well, I don't know about what Donnie's talking about, but we got some prospect capital to make, at least to get a player, I'm talking about a dude. Are we willing to part ways with him? That's another question. We do have some capital, but it has to be spent wisely. You know what I mean? It really does. Um, I think Cashman could do it. To be honest, I think I have this gut feeling like he's gonna do it. He's gonna get us enough to at least really contend. We gotta push, man. This is it. It's put up or shut up. This is the time, man. We're gonna find out. And by the end of this month, we will know if we're selling or buying. I don't think the Yankees will ever be sellers, right? But unless we're like way out of it, and that's totally possible too. That's not out of the question either. Or because we won 2 games in a row, we're still not out of the woods. I mean, I don't know if you guys thought so. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, and I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but we are not out of the woods by any means necessary. I think the excuse me, not the bullpen. The offense is starting to heat up a little bit. That bullpen has to get fixed. It just has to. No way it can stay like that. And the Martian as leadoff hitter as well. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm not gonna really give him credit. So Donnie says Jazz should have been at second base since day one. Exactly. And Martian as leadoff. Exactly, man. Blue Jays about to go on a 15-game win streak going into the All-Star game. I mean, it's possible too. They look who they facing. I wouldn't put it past them. That's what I'm saying. The Yankees really now, like right now, they've really got to step up, man. They got to step up right now. And then the schedule gets a little bit easier. I think it's like mid-August or something like that. But the good thing, look, we have 6 more games against the Blue Jays this season. So it's still a toss-up. We have to stay close. We cannot let this get out of hand. We got to stay close so when we do play them, that's when it's like, man, we could close the gap. If not, if we don't do it like even before them, they will face some harder teams and they will run into some L's. I promise you. They're not going to go undefeated for the rest of the year. After July, it's going to get a little tough for them. And I think that's when we really, 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 really have to just take over. But we can't do that with this bullpen. It's not happening. Look, the Yankees aren't going to score 10 runs every game. It's just not feasible. Efros looked good. He did look good. You know what? Now that, because we never really got a good look at Efros. Because he's always been hurt. But when I see him, I like his delivery. It's different. It's like, it's funky, you know? And that plays to an extent. And he's looked good. He's looked all right. I'm not complaining about him, but that's one guy, man. He can't pitch every day either. He can't pitch every day. Stephen B says, no dumpster diving for relievers. Yeah, but we're not doing that. No bargain bin hunting. None of that clearance rack sale. Stephen B says, like CT Carr says, analytics is a tool, but yeah, man, analytics is just a tool. It's a good tool. You got to use that. And you just use it. I think they need to just use it to confirm what they see with their eyes, you know. But sometimes they don't do that. They just go straight off of analytics, and that's not the way to do it. For 2 big-time relievers, Ryan McMahon and Sandy Keller. I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't even be mad if they got Ryan McMahon. If we could get Jake Bird and I forgot the other guy's name, get some arms from there. And you guys can start pulling people up. The stats are there. Excuse me, I can't even speak, man. I'm so tired. The live stat chat is open to everybody. And for instance, I'll show you right now what I'm talking about. Where is it? So, tomorrow's matchup. We got Logan Evans, who's pitching pretty good, versus Cam Schlittler making his major league debut, I believe. I'm pretty certain it's his major league debut. Cam Schlittler, obviously, his numbers, he got no numbers right now, so that's why it's showing. So I'll pull it up here. But his numbers in the minor leagues in AAA, they're pretty good. In AA, they were awesome. So he was in AA and they got promoted to AAA, and now he's up here. So that's 3 levels in 1 season. And he's supposed to be the truth. We're gonna see, you know. Obviously, I don't want to put too much pressure on him. I know it's his major league debut, so there's nerves. There's a lot of things that go into that. So I don't expect him to be out there and pitch a freaking no-hit or whatever, go 7 shutout innings. But that's why we need the offense to really turn it up and the bullpen to lock it down. These are his numbers in AAA. In AA, he had a sub-3 ERA. His numbers were even better at AA. He's supposed to be really good, you know. We saw him in spring training, and that's about it. But spring training is spring training. We're about to really find out what the kid's made of. Hopefully he can at least, you know, just hold it on a little bit, because losing Clark Schmidt, and you know, if you've been watching me for some time now, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Clark Schmidt, but he is a major part of this rotation. And losing him is devastating. It's a devastating blow. So right now, I really truly feel, and I'm gonna say it again, one last time, the bullpen has to be addressed. It has to be, and I'm not talking about no bullshit arms, you know, no Matt Blake save a hole type thing. We need legit arms, legit dudes. We have to, especially the way the starting rotation has been pitching. I'm not, and it's nothing against the starting rotation, right? But these days, starters only play half a game. They're gonna give you 5, 6 innings, if that. If they give you 7 innings, it's a miracle, bro. You know, like, you know, it's rare though. So for the most part, the bullpen is pitching half a game every day. A guy like Mark Leiter Jr., right? He's not the greatest, right? But he's a guy that's going to go out there almost every day, you know, or every other day and pitch an inning or 2. We need it, man. I think it's even more important than the starting rotation. The starting rotation, don't get me wrong, is important, but I'm looking at this bullpen, and I think that this is the priority. It has to be. Stephen B says, I think we see a trade coming up soon. Pereira, Cruz was sketch. Yeah. Yep. Hopefully, man. We'll see. Pereira definitely got to get traded. He's on the trading block. But I'm going to go ahead and try to open up the panel if anybody wants to join. Like, I'm trying something new right now. I'm going to see if it works. I think it will. We'll see, though. Let me regenerate. All right, copy. I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. And pin it to the messages. If anybody wants to join, just join. As soon as you join, I just ask that you be respectful. Try not to curse too much. And be respectful of everybody's opinions. Look, I said it earlier when I was watching Hector on Uptown Sports. Because in the chat, man, I see a lot of people like, oh, your take is terrible. You're terrible. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, we're the only fan base that bash each other. You know that? It's sad, man. We're the only fan base that talk crap about it. It's like I hear people say like, oh, you know, Yankee fans are going to. And I'm like, dude, aren't you a Yankee fan too? You know what I mean? Like, let's stop doing that, man. It's okay. You know, if you don't agree with a take, okay, don't agree with it. It is what it is. Trust me. The only take that really matters is the Yankees take. What they think is the only thing that's really that's gonna move the needle or make something happen. We're just here to talk about it and express our opinions. So, do they listen? Who knows, right? But I'll tell you what, as a fan base, I'm proud of the fan base, right? Me personally. I know a lot of people, they like to bash us and they say the fan base and Yankee fans this, Yankee fans that. This is the smartest fan base. I'm telling you, that's things, man, we've been saying for years. Even we've been saying certain things, and we've been ahead of our team so many times I can't even count. We've been ahead of the team. Like, no, this ain't working. You need to do this, and then sometimes we're wrong too. Everybody's wrong every now and then. So shout out to the fan base, man, for real. I'm giving y'all a round of applause because a lot of times, my camera froze. Let me switch it up. A lot of times we're seeing things before they're even seeing it and calling them out on it, and eventually they come out and do it, and it's like, okay, we don't get the credit, but I see it, you know. Shout out to y'all. Like Jazz needing to be at second base, for instance. Um, yeah. Well, let me see. Let me refresh this, see if it's working. Which I want? Beard? Try the beard again. I'll put it up. Hold on. I don't mind rocking a little beard for y'all. Since the Yankees did away with their policy. Yeah. Look at that goatee, baby. I got a lot of white hair, man. So when I see that dark hair like that, I feel young. But yeah, man, if anybody wants to join, the link is there. If not, it's okay. It's all good. No pressure. Jake says they asked Boone why they were scratched, and he said he didn't know. What, you talking about Jazz? Why they were scratched? I don't know. The Boone knows. I think that came from higher, really. If I'm being honest, I think that really was like, look, I think he was like, man, let's put DJ here, trying to do him a favor or whatever. And look, I could be totally wrong, but this is how I see it. And they're like, no, that's not going to work out. Just leave him there. And he was like, no, just put DJ at second. They're like, okay, we'll do it your way. And it didn't work out. And somebody in the front office, probably Cashman, was like, look, I don't care what the hell DJ says. If he don't like it, he could kick rocks. Jazz is playing second tomorrow. That's it. He's playing second, you know. Dominguez leading off. I'd like to see him, hopefully. Real Bill says, that beer makes you look like a painter from France. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Oh my God, Real Bill. Somebody take this off of me. Bruh. I'm taking it off. I don't like this one. I'd rather rock this one. Yeah. Okay, Donnie Clark. Hold on, Donnie. Let me get you in here. Give me a second. Un segundo. Let's see if I can make this work. You hear me? If you guys hear any echo or anything, let me know, please. I need to know ASAP because I'm trying something new. What's up, Donnie?
Good. Good, sir. Good, sir.
How you doing, man? How you feel about the win today?
Hey, we needed that win, didn't we? Mariners on contention.
Uh, Donnie, man, the Yankees since June or whatever, we've had a 10-game swing. We were up 7.5 games. Now we're down 3, all in 1 month, man. Be honest with me, Donnie. Do we have a chance, bro? Like, I want to hear what you think. You think
We
we
got a
do?
chance. We got a
Yeah.
chance.
What do you think happens from now to the end of July specifically?
If we can go an All-Star game back 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
I see us doing good. And then trade deadline's coming up. Cashman's going to get at least 2 bullpen arms and a starter and third baseman.
You think he's really gonna do that? Two
Yeah.
bullpen arms, a starter, and a third baseman. Man, that's longer than Santa's Christmas list, man.
What I heard today was that the Yankees right now, they don't have anybody really untouchable besides Lombard Jr. But I think Spencer Jones and Dominguez should be untouchables.
Yeah, I think obviously if they was to move Spencer Jones, first of all, half the fan base would be upset. But if they were to do that, they can't move Dominguez. Impossible. You know? And if they were to move Dominguez, I'd be the other half would be pissed off. See, that's the thing. Like especially with prospects, like if you really want something, you have to give something up. So you have to be willing to give something up, whether it's Ben Rice, Spencer Jones, whoever. And we have other prospects down there that we can throw in, but I'm sure people, the names we just mentioned, that's who the teams are going to be asking for.
Honestly, Jay, I say move him to the Atlanta Braves, Volpe, because Lombard's going to come up fast.
Moving to the Atlanta, but what do we do this year? You get what's the guy what do you do for shortstop this year though?
For the Atlanta Braves shortstop.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like if we do trade Volpe, we can
Hmm.
always look for like trade deadline shortstops as well. Something on the bargain value for shortstops. As long as our defense is good with third base and Jazz
Mm,
back at second, I mean you can put anybody in like shortstop. And Volpe's look at the errors he has. He hasn't been producing at all.
yeah. What about how do you feel about IKF, Donnie? I know I've been hearing a lot of IKF. I'm not.
IKF can play third. He can play shortstop. He can play outfield.
Yeah, but he's a jack of all trades, master of none. That's how I see IKF. But he's a good person to have, as a utility guy. But he cannot be like you can't trade for him and be like, hey, this is our new starting
Right.
shortstop or third baseman. I feel like that's not gonna cut it.
But I like it because he's familiar with the organization.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like it. Like I'd be okay with them at third base if they were to like really show up the pitching. Get us two arms and a starter, two solid arms on the bullpen, especially the bullpen. Man, the bullpen. I'm telling you, Donnie, I do not trust anybody who comes out of that bullpen.
Well, what about Arenado and Helsley in one trade then?
Yeah, but that's gonna cost a lot. I
Not if the
think.
Yankees eat most of the money. If Howe decides to
Yeah, if
not
he
make
eats most of
things.
them, you're right. And Helsley, he's a rental though.
Yeah,
Arenado will be here for a few years, but that's a contract I don't think they want to take.
but St.
And
Louis will
that's.
eat half of it.
Hmm. I think realistically, a guy like Brian Hayes is more realistic, or something like that, because it's cheaper. He could play, and if it could be like a package, like a big package, and get some arms like Bednar
I said
or
Bender. Yep, yep.
yeah, some of these
Mitch
guys.
Keller.
I think that's something that I could see the Yankees doing.
I said Brian Hayes, Mitch Keller, and Bender. I said that past
Hmm.
now day on all the shows. That'd be a big trade.
Yep, I could see that happening. But the thing is, who we gonna give up, and there's other teams in it. That's what I was telling somebody that earlier. I think I was telling 99, this guy that's always in the chat. I was telling him, look, if we wait to the deadline, a lot of opportunities that are there now that we're talking about, they're gonna be gone already. People are gonna jump on that and they're gonna make trades, and then I feel like that happens to us a lot too. That we end up at the end where we waited too long, we wanted too much, and teams are like, you know what, screw you. Hey, Dodgers, you want to make this trade, and then we end up empty-handed at the end.
That'd be up
So
to Cashman and his prospect hugging. He likes to hug them prospects tight.
yeah, and I don't blame him too, but I think at this point, man, we gotta do something. Something's gotta give. We gotta make a move, man. Cal Finnegan. I've been hearing a lot about
Finnegan's
him
good for
and
Nationals.
Rosario.
Sorry, from Twins.
No,
Oh,
from
you
the
split for Twins. Sorry,
he's Nationals.
Nationals. Yeah,
Yeah,
him and Finnegan.
something like that, man. I wouldn't be opposed to that too, depending on what you give up. My thing, man, I'm in the like we need pitching, like Real Bill said. Pitching wins championship. The pitching right now it has to get addressed. More importantly than the offense, I think. I think if we could just have solid defense, I'd be okay with the third baseman who maybe not really hit so much, but will come through. And if you look at a lot of older teams that we had, like the old dynasty days, look at a guy like Scott Roach. Scott Roach he raked, man, but when he got to us, he raked.
Well, look
Um,
at Knobloch too.
yeah, or Chuck Knobloch, or even Charlie Hayes,
Charlie Hayes.
or a lot of these guys, man. As long as you have guys that could really step up, when we need them to and play defense like they're supposed to, like a Luis Soho or something like that, I'm
What
okay
about
with
Clay
that.
Bellinger? Cody's dad.
Yeah, but we need the pitching, man. I don't think we go anywhere if we don't fix this pitching. I'm telling you, we won't make it through July. We'll
See, I
be
like Larry Jr. Mark Larry Jr. has been good. I think good trade, but we brought in because even Al said his uncle. He's a bulldog. Larry Jr.
hmm
is a bulldog. Aaron Boone has been overusing him way too much lately.
Was that a horse? Every single. "Yeah."
Oh yeah. Sorry, my girlfriend's watching a movie. Probably sorry.
Oh no, I was like, what is that? Did I hear a horse? No, man. Yeah, I tell you right now, like my biggest concern, man, is that bullpen. I don't trust it. I really don't.
Yeah, that bullpen.
And then
Sorry
Mark,
about the surround sound. Sorry.
no, you're good, man. Mark Leiter Jr. He's hurt. I don't know. I'm not sure how did they put him on the 10-day or what? I don't even know, but that doesn't sound good. You know,
Right.
it says Leiter on IO with stress fracture in left leg stemming from foot race with Ellie De La Cruz. Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Right now, we got a ton of guys I've never even heard of in the bullpen, and rookies. And it's crazy. Like the only guy I could really trust, and I don't trust him either, is two guys: is Devin Williams and Tim Hill. And if we relying on them to take us to the promised land, we in trouble, bro.
I like Efros.
Yeah, Efros has looked good. He's looked good. I got to see more though, man. He's been hurt so long, but he has looked good. I don't trust Johnny Lasagna either. Loisaga, I don't trust him. He has not looked good. I think something's really wrong with him. I think he's hurt.
I
Low
think they
key.
should bring up Lagrange or somebody like that for the bullpen. Or Yarbrough when he comes back. Throw him back in there.
Yeah, when Yarbrough comes back, unless Marcus Stroman starts doing good, then yeah, we might see Yarbrough in there. It all depends too. Look, the starting rotation also is it's in shambles, man. It's in shambles. Besides Max Fried and then possibly Carlos Rodon, you don't know what you're getting from anybody out of there.
Yep.
But guys, make sure you like the video if you haven't already. Only 7 likes, man. I know we could do better than that, bro. Come on. I feel
Hit
like
those
that's
likes and subscribe. Hit them all.
yeah, man. Smacky the likey. Yeah, man. But how you been, Donnie?
All right, sir. I think everybody's over exaggerated right now about like, oh, we're done. Yeah, I mean, Yankees
hmm
just sell. I've been hearing everybody sell. Why would they sell? Why
Yeah,
would the
no,
Yankees just
that's
throw
not
the white
happening.
flag and be like,
Yeah, bro. All that selling stuff, I don't know what people could like, bro. It's way too early to say that. We're only 3 games. We're only 3 games. Damn. Yeah, see, my goodness. We're only 3 games out of first, right? We're still in the wild card. I said it the other day. I was like, we're not there yet. We're not there yet, but it could get there quick. So we got to make some moves and start playing better. Plain and simple. We got to start playing better.
but also starts with the management down, right? Though Hal and Cashman should be responsible.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't agree with it at all. What's going on? But what can we do? We just gotta sit back and
Mm-hmm.
perhaps the All Star game something happens, right?
Yeah. Those close-ups are scary, man. This dude hit the zoom button. I don't like the zoom. My goodness. Yep.
Where's everybody else tonight? Nobody's coming on.
Yeah, it's all right, man. It is a little late. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna wrap it up here in about like 10, 15 minutes. But I appreciate you joining me, Donnie. I really
No
do.
problem, sir. Anytime.
Yeah, man. Hopefully the Yankees could pull this through, man. It's gonna be tough, man. They gotta start really, really winning, man. Um, Danny Colombe.
Oh, that reliever. He used to pitch for Tampa, right?
Not sure.
I think he used to be a reliever in Tampa. I think they traded him to Nationals, right?
Yeah. 99 says
That's fine.
Hartley. Yeah, Hartley. And look, I don't even know why he's in this bullpen. That our bullpen is that bad that we got this guy go out here giving up 3 runs. We got to do better, man. I'm telling you, because I'll tell you right now that we're not going to score 10 runs every game. It's not happening. this bullpen has to be addressed. Like, I can't stress this enough. I know I keep saying it over and over and over, but it has to be. It has to be. And I feel like it's more important than a third baseman. It's more important is than even a starter, right? And I think another starter is important, but I think the bullpen is even more important because the starter is only going to pitch once every 5 days. That bullpen arm is going to pitch almost every day, or every other day. It has to be fixed. There's
Well, look
no
at
way
Weaver
around it.
though. I mean, what people expect a lot. I mean, he's coming back from injury, hamstring injury. What, 2 weeks,
Yeah,
two
hopefully he
three
could he
weeks?
could come back to what he was, but again, he's just one person. He can only give you one inning, maybe two a game, but even then, it's just one inning. And I feel like a lot of these games, the way it's been looking, has been starters have given you 5, 6 innings the most, and then it's a bullpen. And we've been, the bullpen hasn't looked good.
What do you think about a reunion with Chappie?
With Aroldis Chapman, me personally, I wouldn't mind, but I don't think the Yankees are gonna do that no more because he's
I
a
don't think they
hothead.
are either, but
He's a
he's doing
hothead,
good.
and it's some bad relationship. He left on a bad note. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, man. I doubt it's gonna happen.
He's been huge for Red Sox this year, right? He's like that
Mhm.
17 saves or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, man. The guy's like, I don't know, he's mid-30s. He's still throwing 100 plus
103.
consistent. Yeah, he's gotten better, actually. He's gotten better. But it's just the way he left with the Yankees, man. It was pretty disrespectful. I don't know if you remember. He was like, if I'm not gonna pitch in the playoffs or something like that,
Yeah,
I'm not even going to practice or something. I forgot
but
what it
that's
was,
like
but
Stroman said it. If I can't be a starter, then
mhm.
I don't want to be in the pen. I want to be a starter too. So you got to think about that,
Yeah, man.
And
Showman,
Glaber saying I'm not going to play third base, right?
yeah, Showman's here because he makes too much money. But if that dude made 3 million, he'd be DFA'd by now. You
But he
know?
won't make the innings limit, so we don't have to worry about him, using
Yeah,
up his option
that's what I'm
either.
saying. Yeah, he's not getting extended. You won't see him here next year. I'm 99.999% sure that's not happening. Um, and that's not a knock against him. I was hoping that he could be really good, but he just hasn't.
Well, that's another pitcher I said trade at the deadline. They're looking to push him off the offseason. Let's see what he can get for him now, right?
What are you talking about in the offseason?
No. They try to flip him in the offseason, right? So let's see
Yeah.
what we get at the deadline.
The thing is that I don't think much teams are interested, man. They're not. If he wants to stay in the major leagues, he's gonna have to either he's gonna have to start just pitching great right now, looking crazy, or B, just take a huge pay cut. I'm talking about a huge pay cut just to play. Because I don't think teams they're not gonna want to pay that much for a guy who throws 89, 90, and that's where he tops out. And it has a history of injury too. He has a history of injury. Nobody teams don't want that. He's getting up there in age and stuff. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what he's going to do against Wu here next couple of days here. That'd be a good outing for him to test him.
Yeah, it will be. Who's gonna give us problems, man? I hope. I hope we could come through. And I'll pull that up. When's that? Thursday, right?
Thursday, yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you probably can't see the screen because the way I'm doing it, but I'm gonna pull up the
Right.
pitcher matchup right now.
I
Yep.
know. What's the starter for tomorrow? It's Warren, right?
Tomorrow is Schlittler
No,
and
not Warren. Warren pitched
yeah.
Slitler. Sorry.
Yep. So Marcus Stroman, his ERA at least is not 11. It was 11 at one point. 7.45. He did pitch decent his last 2 outings, even versus the Mets. He gave up a few runs, but the thing with him when he misses, he gets smoked, man. It gets crushed when he misses. Um, his whip is way up there. Only 12 strikeouts in 19 inning pitch. Um, yeah, that's not what you want to see, man. That's,
Now, when's the last time Stroman pitched? Was it about 5 days ago? Because I was saying, why
it
didn't
was
they throw
versus the
Stroman?
Mets. It was versus the Mets.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know why
Yeah.
they want to throw Stroman ahead of Warren, then have Sittler come in the last
Oh
game.
no, because he would have not had the 5 days.
He had 5 days. Right?
Schiller's pitching. I believe he's pitching just in the same place that Schmidt would have been pitching if Schmidt was not injured. You know? I hope that this kid is good, man. at least show me something. Don't go up there giving up 7 runs first inning or whatever. Just show me something.
I was just thinking about the off day we had yesterday. That's why I was saying that, Jason. That
Oh
why
yeah,
kind of
you know what? You're right, Donnie. Yeah, my bad. I think about that. I'm not sure how they did it, but he'll be here tomorrow, man. I think he showed up today in the Bronx and he's pitching tomorrow. So I think he's not gonna be too bad. He's gonna be all right. He'll be all right. I
Could you
was mad at
imagine him going against Wu though, and Sunday's game though, coming in as a rookie like that and going against one of the best pitchers in the game,
I mean, why not, man? He's one of the
right?
best pitchers in the minor league, so I think he's ranked too in the top 100 prospects. So, I mean, you got to come in at some point.
That'd been a good pitching matchup though, better than Strowman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You know, yeah, I agree with 99. I was mad at Hartley, whatever, however you say his name. I was mad at him because he gave up that home run to freaking Riley.
Is it Hableet? Hablit something? Hableet? Is that how I pronounce it?
No, it's Hart. It's Hartleib.
Is it Liebt or something like that? Right?
Yeah. But I was upset, man, because Judge hit that home run. It was like, okay, he's one behind him. Let's go. And then he gave up that home run. I was like, come on, dude. Give up that home run late in the game. I was like, really? I don't think you think that he could sustain that. You think
Over
they?
the rest of the season?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm thinking too, man. After watching him today, he's good. Don't get me wrong, and he's gonna hit a ton of home runs. But I think at some point he's gonna really cool off, and Judge is gonna like take off.
Right, and that's why I said why Yarbrough should be back in the pen when he comes back because he can act like a Michael King for us. You know what I mean?
Like a what?
Mike King did. Like Mike King did.
Oh yeah,
long
yeah, yeah,
relief.
yeah. Yeah, I would like him. Yeah, but right now the way we might need him to be a starter. If we don't get nobody else. But even Yarbrough, look, Yarbrough, I don't have a ton of. I like him better in long relief role. I don't have a
Hill
ton of
coming
faith
back
in him.
after the All-Star break, right?
Luis Hill, yeah, he'll be here like probably August. I'm thinking. But you can't bank. I don't want to put too many eggs in that basket either, because who knows what we're gonna get.
Right.
I got to see him first. He had a long time off of baseball, so hopefully, I think he'll be all right. Will he be like Luis Hill we had last year? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I feel bad for Smitty. He was put on performance this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Smitty was doing really good.
You know what though, Donnie? I think that this has been lingering for quite some time. You remember there was a start. I can't remember who we were playing. He was supposed to start, and right before the game, they scratched him. They scratched him from the start, and they said, "Oh, he had." And I came on the show, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" They said he had side soreness. I'm like, side what? Side arm, side rib, side leg, side foot. Like side of what? They're like, "Oh, his side is sore. Is sore." Like, what are we talking about? His side, and they scratched him right before the game and gave him some time. I think that Tommy John, his UCL was barking for a while now, and they were trying to see if they can somehow freaking salvage it. The same thing with Cole.
Look at Cole.
Yeah, the same thing with him. Last year, he should have probably had Tommy John last year. I'm glad he didn't, because he was the only one. If not, I don't think we make it to the World Series without him. But
I think Soto and Judge carry us to the World Series though.
Yeah, but he had a big part in that too.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that his UCL, the UCL, right? Like the Tommy John, his UCL was barking too, and they just
it was a rotator area, cup area, right?
Yeah, the UCL's in your elbow, man. It's like
the elbow
over
down,
here, yeah.
Past the rotator cup down there. Yep. It's the tendon ligaments.
Yep. And I think that once that starts happening to a pitcher, there's no way around it. You're getting Tommy John. From my experience, from what I've seen, you're getting Tommy John. It's coming. I'm gonna bring
they're gearing these guys up. They're throwing 100 miles an hour in minor leagues, and
I'm gonna bring up CT real quick.
Yep.
What's up,
Hey
CT?
guy. Hey, how you doing? How you guys doing? Jason, good. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I gotta move this over. Sorry, I'm looking at my other monitor. There we go. Okay, good to see you guys. Jason, how you doing? Donnie, how you doing?
Good, sir. Good.
What's up, brother?
Good to see you guys. And you guys were discussing the injuries and stuff. A little bit of injury. Something that was interesting is Tommy Canley. We were worried about his injury history. Look at him. Look at his numbers this year with the Tigers. It's pretty scary. Like, he's really good this year, and we did not want to give him. We were like, nope, we're done with him. Look at his numbers. It's all reds. All his numbers or metrics are red, basically. He's having same thing, Glaber. Well, I know Glaber Torres isn't about injuries, but I'm just saying, isn't it weird that you have players that leave the Yankees and they needed that fresh start somewhere, and these guys come back to haunt us, and I'm a little nervous about who we trade right now, because we're gonna have to make some trades and to make this team better. Sorry to ramble, Jason. I'm
No,
just
you're good, man. I'm gonna bring up Anthony Manzana.
Hey,
Manzano. How's it going, brother?
hey, I'm a Yankees fan from Florida.
What's up, man? Nice to
This
meet
is
you.
depressing. This is depressing. Do you guys think we have do we have enough young talent in the system to give up for a Sandy?
Yes.
yeah.
Who
Yeah,
would
but
you be willing to give up, even though he's not doing well because he's just still recovering from the surgery? Who would you give up?
I want to give up Lombard. I wouldn't give up Jones either. I think everybody else after that.
not for Sandy Alcantara. And you put his ERA is 7.01.
No, and I don't blame. See, I'm looking at it I'm a Marlins fan also. I'm looking at it from that aspect too. Our offense is way too inconsistent. That's why it's not him not pitching well. He's pitching well, but the team, the bullpen and the offense is not consistent enough to. That's why his whatever if the
Yeah,
what's it called
but
if the bullpen blows the lead, it gets added on to his ERA, not the bullpen and stuff like that. So when you look at the ERA, you need to really look on. He only allows 2 or 3 runs, but the bullpen is the one that's giving up the rest of those runs and stuff like that. But it gets added on to his line,
ERA,
which is kind of unfair.
When did he be a rental, though? When did he be a rental?
No, Sandy has 3 years left.
3 years.
Okay,
I think he has arbitration though.
No, he signed an extension with the last GM.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Kim Ing.
Yeah.
He
used to be in the office for the Yankees.
Huh?
Brian Cashman, Kim Yingdon.
Yeah. I honestly, I think, why won't you give up? You guys have Volpe. Where is Lombard gonna play? Is my question.
Oh man, at this point, man, we ready to give up Volpe for a bag of peanuts and a 6-pack.
No, I want a pizza. I want a pizza. I want a cheese
Okay,
pizza.
I'm okay with. How about Roderick Arias? Would you give up Roderick?
Roderick, yeah, I would. I would, because especially if Lombard is if Lombard is truly our future and we believe in him, and we're gonna make sure he has a path up here. He's Arias. He's trade cap.
Honestly, I like Volpe, but I think he's a second baseman. He's not a shortstop.
He should be. You know what? You're right, Anthony. Yeah. You're totally right. But he's not playing second base with Jazz there.
No.
No, I think. Wait, who's at third for you guys?
Nobody right now is good. Peraza and Mayo.
We had Peraza tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. I thought when you guys first got Jazz, I thought he was playing third.
He was, but only because Gleyber Torres did not want to move to third base. Yeah. So Jazz took on the run. He did well, but this year he hasn't been doing that well, and he's been having shoulder issues lately. His arm, he has a great arm, but he just doesn't have the accuracy.
Do you guys have any young
to make that?
I don't pay attention to the farm system for the Yankees. I only pay attention to the major league team. What young infielders and outfielders that fit what the Marlins want in terms of guys who are under 20 on the position side. We
Well, they
could
get
get
Vivas. Vivas can be open for trade. With Peraza and stuff.
no. I don't want Peraza. We don't want anyone on the major league roster. We
Oh,
want
you want prospects? You don't
You just
want
want
major league
prospects.
ready guys?
Yeah. No. Bendick said he only wants guys who are in single A and the like DLC or whatever, like the Dominican Summer League or Colombian Winter Leagues and stuff
And
like that.
what positions you looking for? You said
Third base,
third base,
shortstop, center
Arias,
field.
Arias is the only one that comes to mind if you talk about
Thank
keeping
you,
Lombard and
Donnie.
stuff.
Thank you, Donnie. Yeah, that's the first person that comes to mind to me too.
who's
What
that?
do you think?
Catcher. Because Augustine to me is a first baseman. I like Augustine, but he's a first baseman. To be honest,
Sure, we gave him to you guys too. You guys asking for a lot now, man. What you giving us back?
we'll give you one of our. Do you guys need help in your bullpen?
Oh, we need
Yeah.
a ton of help.
Okay, we'll give you Sandy, Cal Junk, and
Cabrera,
Carson, Anthony Bender.
Wow.
Anthony Bender.
For
How
what?
about you?
Or
Let me see.
Edward. How about Edward and Sandy with Junk?
Wow, that's huge. Give up Edward and Sandy in Junk.
Yep.
Let's talk about Spencer Jones in that package.
No, I don't want. I've heard people have already turned on Spencer saying he's overrated. I don't know what it is. Like, have you guys seen that? Like that even Yankees fans feel like he's kind of overrated.
No, he's a young guy. Like look at Lombard Jr. He just got
Damn,
brought up.
Connor
and
Norby fell off the. What happened to Connor Norby? He's doing better
Look,
than
And
that.
you guys need a. Do you guys need a DH?
No,
No.
Because I was just saying we can give you Kyle Stowers.
but I like Stowers though. I do like
I do,
Stowers.
but nah. But what I was gonna say though is you guys got to remember that Spencer Jones is a young player who's still developing. A and B, like look at Lombard Jr. He's not ready. He's hitting 204, I think, since he was brought up to they brought him up a little to a different level.
Was he double A? Did he move up to double A?
I think he's in Double A right now.
Yeah, it's
And
Double A Somerset, right?
yeah, and he's only batting 204 and over 100 at bats. That's not good statistics. So, you got to remember these guys need time. What we were talking about this morning on another show was on Joe's show was that we really think that the Yankees are going to have to really cough up some big things here to make some of these trades. Like, I really see Trent Grisham being traded this we're going to see some bigger moves.
If you guys get Sandy and Edward, who moves out of your bullpen by chance?
Ian Hamilton.
No, in your rotation, do you move Kyle?
No, in the rotation
Hampton, Chase.
No, Chase Hampton. He's out for the season.
He's out.
He I think he's going Tommy John, right? CT.
Yeah.
TJ. Yep. TJ. Yep.
Are you talking about minor league or major leagues?
No, major league.
Okay, yeah. So our rotation right now consists of Max Fried, Rodon, Will Warren, Marcus Stroman, and
Schlittler, right?
and Schlittler, yeah. And he's making his major league debut tomorrow, so
let's
see.
hope
it. So that's why I'm asking. If you get Sandy and Edward, does that push Rodon to the fourth?
No.
Rodon is our number 2. That will make Sandy.
You would have Rodon over Sandy?
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Sandy be number 3.
Unless he comes over here and balls out, But based on what I'm seeing, no.
The change of scenery would help Sandy, to be honest.
Yeah, but he would have to earn that, man. Rodon he's been through the mud with us. He's gotten booed by us. He's literally, man. So he's earned his way.
I remember when you guys, like, I think it was the year before his free agency, or I think the year that the Marlins were going to trade, you guys were going to one of the favorite targets to get. Remember Jose?
Yes, Fernandez.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How different would the league have been if he was still around? Like, would he
It'd
be the
huge.
number
I
one
mean, him and
guy over
Giancarlo.
Skeens?
Giancarlo only went to the Yankees.
Yeah,
Waived
man.
no trade clause because he wanted to go with Jose. Jose said, "You, me, are gonna be a Yankee."
No, that's why I was asking. Like, if Jose was still around, would Skeens still be the number one guy in the league?
Oh, yeah, because if he at this point he'd be so not so old, but he'd be a lot older.
No, because
than
people
this.
forget Jose debuted as a teenager. He was 19 when he debuted with the
Right,
Marlins.
right.
I know. And
Exactly.
he passed away like almost 10 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Mhm.
25, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He'd be
He's
That
29
destroyed
years
the
old.
Marlins. Do you guys agree?
He's 29
Did
years
it
old. That's
destroy?
still
No,
young.
it did. I'm not gonna say it destroyed the Marlins, but it hurt the Marlins like
Yes.
emotionally. What destroyed the Marlins, man, is that they didn't stick to Jeter's plan that he had for
No,
them.
they
If
didn't.
they would
No.
have stuck to what he was doing and rode the wave, they would have came out on the other side better. But
Right.
they didn't. They
No,
blew up
no.
what he did.
You know what it is? I think I think the Marlins teams are trying to copy the Yankees or Dodgers.
Mhm.
A team like the Marlins can't afford to keep their people. Like, so because Derek wants to spend more money. The Marlins in general, they're a small market team that can't afford
Right.
big time free agents. That's why we had to trade
Anth-
Yelich.
Yeah, Anthony, though, listen though, man. But right, Jeter is responsible for Jazz. Would you
Yes.
agree? He was responsible for Jazz.
I don't
He
think so. I think the
I think
previous
Jeter wanted Jazz though.
he
I
was
think he wanted
drafted
Jazz
when
franchise
Jeter
guy.
was in there, if I'm not mistaken.
no, we got him from Arizona.
Yeah, but
he was
Jeter
before,
was in the front office when that
No,
happened.
I
No,
don't think so. I
all
think
right,
Jeter
but
was after.
all right, but
Jeter was
then
after.
Jeter's responsible. He was the big reason why he was trying to get rid of Giancarlo Stanton's contract because he felt like that was a bad contract, and that was a contract that David Sampson gave him, your old president of baseball operations.
That was a disaster. I hate Sampson
Right.
and I hate Loria.
So
But
that's
Jeter
what I'm
hasn't been
saying.
there for 2 years,
Jeter
though,
had a
either, right
good plan. Yeah, he wanted to spend more money, and now maybe I don't know. Look, I think if they would have stuck with it,
with the Marlins specifically, I think that they would be better served to do what the Rays do, like
Really.
that analytics type thing, like teams like small market teams like the Rays, the Marlins, and the Royals are not going to be able to pay big time players. No one's going to want to come like down here. No one's going to want to come like maybe pitchers because we know how to develop pitching. In your guys' honest opinion, is it easier to develop hitters or pitchers?
Pitchers.
I don't
Nowadays, pitchers.
I think
How about you?
I think
How about
pitchers
you,
if
Jason?
they have the stuff, if they're ready, because these guys are coming in throwing 99 at a high
Right.
school, so it's different now. I think it's harder to develop a big league hitter. I think I would say.
I agree, Jason. I agree 100% with you. I mean, we're watching with Volpe right
Listen to
now.
one round.
He was
Hello?
a top guy. We really had all this hope with him, and I'm not saying he's failed us or anything like that, but it's harder to develop a hitter, in my opinion. I mean, okay, even if you have a struggling pitcher, look what somebody like Blake can do.
Mhm.
To turn that pitcher around, and
Right.
look what he did with Yarborough this year. Yarborough, until he got injured, had I think he only lost one game.
But that's a Matt Blake
Yeah.
factor, though,
Yeah.
too. CT, you can't
But
compare.
what about you, Anthony? What do you think? I'm curious. I want to hear what you say. Is it harder to develop pitching or hitting? We lost him. We lost him, man.
Oh, sorry, I
He's
couldn't
gone.
hear him.
I think he got
Jason.
upset when we said it's harder to develop pitching. And I mean, I don't know, but I think that they're pitching because you got guys that are out the gate are coming out just throwing gas, and that's gonna overpower. It's gonna miss bats.
But I'm talking about a new ABS system coming up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, these pitchers throw different sidearms. I mean, different angles. I mean, they're learning all these analytics of how to throw. You know what I mean? To these hitters that are sitting on fastballs all the time.
Yeah, you're good, Anthony, man. I appreciate you. I
Yeah,
really
thank
do.
you, Anthony.
He brought up
Sorry,
some good points, though, man. I didn't really, and the Yankees and the Marlins have a history, so
Yeah.
that is a realistic like
possibility.
trade partner right there.
Well, no, what I was trying to say is though, in that was I think we want to save our. I think actually we've turned a corner here. We're going to keep our younger guys overall, like Lombard. I don't see us touching him. Spencer Jones may get traded, but Trent Grisham and I really think we see Ben Rice get traded here because we need to give to get, and we need starting pitching. We need bullpen help. And we need to figure out the third base situation. This isn't going to come for free. This is not going to come for free.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Trent Grisham, we're done with him after this year, right? So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we have him on a 5-year contract or something. He's done. And Ben Rice is somebody that a lot of teams are going to be very interested in. Spencer Jones, I hate to say it, could be a part of that, but you have to give to get. And the Yankees always get taxed, as we always talk about. You know that, Jason. So we're going to get taxed here. But if the Yankees want to make a run this year, I really think we're going to have to give up something to get something. And that it's scary to think about, but what do you guys think about that, Jason? I'm curious what you think. Do you think it's smart that we give up Trent, Rice, or Spencer Jones?
Like if we want to get anything, we're gonna have to give up some bad. I think that there's some other moves that could be made beside, but if we want to get something really, like we want to get that shiny toy, yeah, we're gonna have to give up one of our shiny toys,
Shiny toy, I like
Yeah.
that,
But
Jason. I like the way.
but if we could get I mean, I could see like Everson Pereira, he's gone, man.
Yeah.
Moves like that, I think are definitely gonna happen. But with Trent Grisham, right? So my thing is, if we trade Trent Grisham and we trade Ben Rice, then we can't trade Spencer Jones. I'm not for trading Spencer Jones, but if you do that, then you can't trade Spencer Jones. And then if you trade Spencer Jones, you can't trade you can't trade you could trade Grisham, but you can't trade Ben Rice. That's how I think. You can't trade both of them. Like one of them has to stay. And I say that because and that's just assuming that Cody Bellinger is going to be a Yankee next year, right?
Oh,
if
we let Bellinger go, I'll cry. He has been glorious.
if we give up Ben Rice, then we need Cody to come play first base, and we're gonna need Spencer Jones out there in the outfield.
I agree.
Unless we take another flyer on Goldie, but I think based on his decline recently, even though he had a great game today, I don't know if he has many seasons left in him, man.
No, he went. What did he have? 3 hits today.
He had 3 hits, and like 3 RBIs. Yeah, 2 RBIs. Yep. He had a good game though today, but he's the type of guy he can't be in the lineup like every single day. I don't think he could do 162 anymore.
No.
So if we trade Ben Rice, then we have to keep Spencer Jones, I think. And if we trade Spencer Jones, then we have to keep Ben Rice, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's just the way I see it,
Well, you had Belly tonight, 3 hits. But I don't see him going anywhere, Jason, to be honest with you. I don't see Bellinger going anywhere. I think the Yankees, he's their top priority to maintain right now. But maybe it doesn't seem like it on the outside, but with their analytic department and everything, they're looking at it. I mean, tonight he had 3 I always said this, Jason, and I know it sounds funny. Don't judge Belly off of his slow start this year, no pun intended. But Judge had a slow start last season, right? And look what happened. And Belly had the same thing happen where he had a slow season. Look what's happening with him. He's closing in on batting 300. I think he's batting 278 right now.
I honestly, man, I think he should be a candidate for the All-Star game.
Me too. I agree.
I really do. But look, if Juan Soto ain't make it, then I don't know, maybe not. But I want to let me get some chats, some of the comments here. I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm gonna just call it. A Gonzalez says Cashman loves to make multiplayer trades. I think he's going for Hayes and Bednar from the Pirates. I could see that happening too because we have a relationship with the Pirates, low key. For some reason, our players end up becoming Pirates at some point. A lot of them. I can see that happening, and I wouldn't even be mad at that, depending on what we give up. And only because I need, me personally, CT, I need pitching. I could live with just a third baseman who can't hit but could field, like a Peraza. I could live with that. I can't
But
live without a yeah.
starting pitching bullpen.
Yeah, I
I'm
I
can't
right
said
live
there
I
with
said
you.
Mitch
without
Keller. I
pitching.
said Mitch Keller,
Yeah.
Ben Nor, and Brian Haynes. Big three right there. The trade.
Yeah,
You guys
see,
want LeBron Haynes? I'm sorry. I just I'm not a big fan of him. Right, to be honest. But okay, I get what you're saying, Donnie.
Gonzalez says I don't because Gonzalez says I don't think Rice will be traded. He's our future first baseman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you do trade Rice, you cannot trade Spencer Jones. That would
No, you
be
can't.
just retarded. Like,
No,
you
because
know,
Spencer plays first too, as well.
Well, I just brought it up as that
and
those are
yeah, you're
three
right.
potential players
Mhm.
that I think at the trade deadline is actually the reality. But I mean, if you think
Nathan was
about
good,
it,
brother.
hey, nothing. If you really think about it, though, as we talked about, you have to give something to get something, and
Hmm.
people are interested in Rice, and people are going to be interested in Trent right now. Trent has had a pretty good season, but to me, I think he's going to wear off in the second part of the season, and we're going to have an extra outfielder that we really can't use, and the way
Like
the team's
Verdugo
been.
did last year.
Yeah. And what happened to Verdugo, by the way? What
He
just
got
happened?
DFA'd by the
Yep.
Braves. He got
Thank you.
released. Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah. And I always called them last year. I know people got on my case, but I called them Verdoggy doo doo. And I got so much BS for that, but Verdoggy doo doo. But no, just throwing it out there.
Yassine pulled up Kyle Tucker. You dreaming, Yassine. But I'm glad that you did because I think Lou or somebody said that there's no shiny toys out there to be had, and we thought the same thing. Nobody thought Kyle Tucker was getting traded before the season started, right? And look what happened. So you just never know. You really just never know. There's players out there that we're not talking about
What about
What about
that are probably
Correa?
available.
What about Correa? Minnesota sells. What about Correa? Maybe Caston dips his toes in that water.
I think there's too much. I don't know, man. It's too much bad blood, especially
Stupid
with
history.
him. With him, he talked like, and I don't want to bring up the whole Astros thing, but he did talk a lot of crap at the time, when that stuff happened. I think there's a lot of bad blood. There's a lot of bad blood with Cody Bellinger and that team. Not the Astros in general, because that's in the past, but the players that were on that team at the time, Cody Bellinger was not fond of them. I don't know, but these guys are professionals. I don't know if I want Korea, but if they say, "Hey, man, give us Volpe and I don't know, freaking somebody else, Ben Rice, and we'll give you Duran and Correa," I'm making that trade, bro. I'm just doing it. I'm like, whatever, we'll do it.
What do you guys think about Ken had mentioned this. What do you guys think about Jansen from the Angels for a pitcher? You got Jansen, and also the other one I'm interested in is Vargas from the White Sox as a third baseman. He's making under $1 million this year. The White Sox would trade us for him. He needs a new fresh start, and I think he's only batting like 229 right now, but he was batting a little better before. But Jansen from the Angels could be a real good key to our pitching situation. So I'm just curious what you guys think.
Um, it depends. I think that the most more likely situation is like a package, like who was it?
Makata, Tyler
Like
Anderson
Gonzalez
kind of
was
thing.
saying. Because we like you said, we don't have a lot of trade capital, or maybe like a 3-way trade or something like that brings us like 3 players, maybe
Yep.
2 arms and a position player, and maybe a minor leaguer or something. I think that's where Cashman will go. I don't think he's gonna make like one-off trades. Like, we'll trade you 1 for 1 with this player, unless it's just for money or something like that. I could see them doing that, just for money or international money or whatever it is. We'll see, man. To be honest, it could go any way, man. That's why the trade deadline is always tough for me, because it's like it could go any way, CT. Like, nobody really knows, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um
Who thought we'd get Jazz last year? That was out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah,
That was out of
that
nowhere.
came out of nowhere. Who thought Rafael Devers would get traded to the Giants? Right?
That
That's
I
it.
knew. Jason, I think you and I talked about it. The last game he played for the Red Sox, I remember he hit that home run,
Mm-hmm.
and he got back to the dugout, and no one on that team seemed to want to congratulate him. Then
Yeah.
they showed him about like a minute later, sitting on the bench, no one around him, and it was like I knew from body language there was something wrong. So I actually wasn't surprised by that, but I was surprised how quick it happened. I thought it would happen more closer to the deadline, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But yeah, no, just as you said though, I mean, anything can happen at the trade deadline. I mean, we've seen some wild stuff in our days, you know. None of us are young pups here, you know. We've seen some weird things happen at the trade deadline. But Jason, I'll let you go.
Okay,
Donnie,
man. Yeah,
nice to
take
meet
care,
you.
man.
And Jason, thank you. And everyone in the chat, make sure to sub, like, and share. Much love to you guys. And Jason, I love your show. Donnie, really nice to meet you. I think this is the first time I've talked with you. So nice to meet you. But
Take care,
Jason,
everybody. Take care.
Yeah,
Nice
take care,
meeting
man.
you, sir.
No,
Jason,
take care,
thank you.
man. Thank you, man. Take care, brother. Peace. Yeah, Donnie. Yeah, it's a lot of ways it could go, man. Gonzalez says Jake Bird from the Rockies would be awesome. You know what? I'm not even a. I know that I was thinking like a Jake Bird and McMahon for
Yep.
like Everson Pereira or Ian Hamilton. I think I'd do that, man. And then
What about
just
Marquise though? I heard Rocky's gonna put Marquise up.
yeah,
Got
and or make it a 3-way, and
Yeah.
I eat the money for McMahon.
Yep.
I get it. I think so. Like the rest of this year, he made 12 million this year. Next year, for the next 2 years, he's gonna get 16 million because his contract was backloaded. So
Right.
like it started like the early years he was getting paid less, kind of like Max Fried the way we structured that one.
And Rocky's still paying on his contract as well for Arenados and all that too.
Yeah. So they trying to get rid of money. I don't know, but it's
Right.
it's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of people said that they're in love with McMahon. The front office don't want to trade him. Who knows, right? I think that
Yeah.
a dude like him, look, he's not the greatest. His offensive numbers are terrible. But if we could get those arms from them and include, I think that he will play well in Yankee Stadium. Obviously,
Right.
it's not like he's gonna just bat 350 or anything like that, but he'll do a little bit better, and we'll have a third baseman, and we'll have
Well, that's why I
a
brought up
solid
Arenado
bullpen.
because they were sorry, Jay. They were all talking about it on John Heyman. All of them were talking about Arenado. That's why I said, well, they're going to get Arenado throwing Helsley in that deal. You know what I mean?
No, but the thing is, man, with Arenado, man, I don't think he wants to come here, man. I mean, maybe he does, but he has not said. He made a list and was very specific about that list. The Astros tried to trade for him,
Right.
and the Astros were on his list, and he said no. So that gets a little complicating with him, because he's gonna go wherever he wants to go. If not,
I
he's
thought
just
he
gonna
wanted to go
stay
to the
there.
Yankees because Goldie. Remember beginning of the offseason, he was talking about he loved being a
Yeah,
Yankee.
the Cardinals they went on a hot streak, but lately they've been cool. They've cooled down a little bit. I'm gonna pull them up real quick that way we can see, because I'm not even sure if they're selling. I think they are, but the one player I want from that team, you already know, is Donovan.
Yep.
That's who I want.
And they're
So
not
that
moving Donovan, I don't think.
I don't have the wild cards standings right now, but I'm pretty sure they're not. If they're not in the wild card, they're not far from the wild card. So
I
who
thought they're
knows if
like
they're
6.5
selling?
out of first place, maybe.
Yeah,
So I think they're 2 games back of the wild card, maybe.
yeah, they're 5.5 out of first place. The Cubs are running away with that division. Well, the Brewers are making it tough, but the Cubs are 54-37 right now. So I don't know if they even sellers, man. They probably, that's the thing with and I try to explain this to other like people, because everyone's like, no, but I'm like, look, if you want something, you got to give up something.
Yeah.
It has to make sense for the other team. Plain and simple, So what do you want to
Give
do?
to get. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
Yep.
give to get. Lou says just leave Peraza at third. These players are not much upgrades. Yeah, and you know what? That's what I said before. Like I'm not even mad at that. As long as we strengthen up our pitching, I could live with Peraza at third. If I know my bullpen is locked down, and the rotation is good. But right now, man, The rotation is not good. Outside of Fried and Rodon. Well, Warren pitched good today, but who knows what you're going to get from him? Who knows? The Mariners are not the greatest offensive team. They hit a lot of home runs, but they're not the greatest offensive team. I think you spelled it wrong. Gonzalez says Pereira and Brian De La Cruz were pulled late from the lineup today. I think the Yankees are working on something. Everson Pereira, yeah. Somebody mentioned that. Was it you, Donnie?
No, I mentioned Brian Del.
Yeah.
Brian Del Cruz came from Atlanta, I think, right?
Yeah, I think, and I can almost guarantee you there's some arms in there. The Yankees understand, especially Cashman. Cashman is a bullpen guy. He said it before. The pitching. Look, this team needs pitching right now. We cannot even wait. Like next week, it has to happen. Like in the next couple days, I expect some arms. I don't care if you bring them from the minor leagues. Something. I'd rather have some legit, some legit arms, some legit
McMahon
major league.
and Bird probably could be McMahon and Bird. Jay coming.
It could be, man. It could be, but we need an arm in here. That's why I say I could live with McMahon. I could live with that at third base. I really can. Everybody knows we want Brendan Donovan. The Cardinals are not giving him up, man.
No, Cardinals aren't giving up. Yankees been on Donovan forever now. See how many years.
And he is a fan favorite over there.
Yeah.
The fans love him, man. St. Louis fans love him. They are not giving him up.
No.
I really
That's
doubt
the new Mark McGwire, pretty much. I mean.
Yeah, man. He is. They love him over there, man. I really doubt it. It would have to be a crazy package.
Like Jones. Spencer has to be offered number one.
Yeah, and then more, for them to actually move him. So I don't see it happening. But Donnie, man, I appreciate you joining me, man. I'm gonna wrap this up here in a second because I've been here for a while, man. If you just joining, please subscribe if you haven't. Please like if you haven't. I really appreciate it. Smack the like. Yankees, we've been struggling as of late, but we got 2 wins in a row. It feels good, and hopefully we could build on it. And for those fans that they're saying like, oh, they should sell. Like, I respect your opinion, but man, we're not out of it, man. We're not gonna just lay down and give up, man. No,
we're not gonna put that white flag up and just.
Yeah, it's way too early. We got a whole month. Yeah, now don't get me wrong. If we're 7 games out, 8 games out, and it's July 29th, then yeah, we got to think about doing something. Then we'll have that conversation. But right now, we're not having that conversation. Right now, we're like, okay, let's get some pitching and let's get first place back and freaking and take it from there. Yep. But Donnie, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. And everybody in the chat, thank you. Yassine, Nitin, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Yassine, Lou, Real Bill P, A Gonzalez, and everybody else, man. If I didn't shut you out, my bad. 99/22 and everybody else. Jake, all of y'all guys, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow after the Yankee game. And let's go Yankees, man. Let's freaking go, baby. It's put up a shut up time. This is it, man. We're past the halfway mark. Right now is when it's gonna start getting real interesting. Besides that, man, have a blessed night. God bless everybody. Take care. Peace.